Alright, so here's the floor plan of the place. We are right here. Sometimes I hear the door open. This is the kitchen right here, which is not at all to scale. It's much larger than that. But yeah, that's the basic layout of this place. We're on the 6th floor of a residential building. Here's my PC setup. Pretty standard stuff. If you are gonna come to a foreign country and pack a monitor, you should buy a hard shell suitcase so that it doesn't get smashed around. Hard shell is just like one of the plastic outer parts instead of cloth. My laptop's behind that. This is just a TV box to act as a razor. It would be even higher up than that, but it's not comfortable to have the monitor more forward than that. I wish that the shelves are moved up a little bit, but these are for storage. I just have some snacks. It's a coffee up there and some peanut butter, which is surprisingly not that difficult to find. Standard stuff, some dishes, and more storage space here. My unit has a bathroom. You can get a Goshiwon or Goshitel with a communal bathroom, which will save you some additional money too. Most of the time it's like at least 20 or 30% cheaper if you're willing to do that, but having access to running water is pretty nice. Plus, if you gotta wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, people that go to university or whatever, you know what it's like to have a communal bathroom. It's not that fun. Yeah, so this is bathroom, not super nice. This is kind of a typical Korean style bathroom where the whole thing is the shower. You just close the door and everything gets wet, so it's very standard stuff. Here's my closet area. I don't use the hangers very often. Those are clothes that were clean, or hoodies and stuff that I wasn't going to wash. The bed. And then I'm backed up right into here, right? So this is not a huge walkway. But still, like, compared to first year living accommodations and universities and stuff, it's really not at all that bad. You do have to remain pretty quiet, like these walls aren't very thick, and you get a window, some, depending on where you are on here, right? Like these guys all get windows out to the street, but because we're on this inner row, you can usually save a bit of extra cash by going into one of these units too. Sometimes you don't get a choice, sometimes you do, but yeah, these guys can all see outside, but I can see the hallway. Most of the time these are slightly noisier too, but it's whatever. I use that pole there for drying stuff. I'm gonna stick those shirts up there. But yeah, you don't have a bunch of room really to do much in here, but sit down at your desk and get work done or have a snooze. Plenty of space to keep your stuff safe and locked away. All the doors lock, obviously, when you're out and about, but beds are a little small too. If you're taller than me, I'm only 5'10", but still the bed is a little short for my Westerner size. I have my suitcase at the foot of the bed. Most places will have some place for you to stash your suitcase if you don't want to keep it in your room, but I've stayed in 2 separate Goshi hotels, and they're all basically this exact same layout where you have a bed with a open footer underneath your closet. I don't know if they're standardized or not, but yeah, I stayed in another place for 2 months that's similar to this last time that I was in Korea, and I've been living in this unit for nearly 5 months now. I'll be out of here in a couple days, but yeah, I thought I might as well record how big this place is so that other people can get a glimpse into the life, see if that's something that they'd be able to put up with. Back to the front-facing cam. Like I said, I'm just going to stick my shirts up on that pole there. There aren't really a lot of negatives to living in a place like this. If you're somebody that's okay being, like I'm talking right now in my room, but I'm not yelling or being super disrespectful to anybody. Laundry room, you're not allowed to use it. at like 10 p.m., so other people are respectful of you there. Most of the other people that are living at this place at least aren't foreigners. They're like young, working, or school-age people that are, you know, trying to save a buck here or there, and I totally feel them. But yeah, if you're a foreigner and you're saying, geez, I'd really like to come watch people play esports, I can walk to, I guess that they don't play there anymore, but they used to have a studio called Nexon Arena where they would play League of Legends for Africa, but they've moved on. Or no, that was Champions Korea. Maybe that's Africa. Anyway, that studio's like a half-hour walk or 15 minutes if I walk to the subway, get zipped up the street fast, and keep walking, so that's pretty nice. The GSL studio for StarCraft 2 is really close as well. That's like 4 stops extra from Gangnam on the Green Line. If you're into esports, you want to be around the Gangnam area most of the time. They just made a new League of Legends studio called Lol Park, which is by Jonggak Station, I think. That's where my old Goshiwon was last year, but they, I guess, decided, wow, Dan the Crop is such a cool guy, we should build our new studio here. And if I'd been staying in that same one, it would take like 5 minutes to walk there. It's really not a big deal at all. Watching esports is extremely inexpensive too. GSL's free to watch. League of Legends, if you're okay sitting in the back. I don't know what the pricing is like at the new place, but it was always like $5 or under $10 a ticket if you want to go. Transit too, if you're worried about it. How am I going to get from point A to point B? The subway system in Korea is really good, and it doesn't cost a damn thing to use it. By that I mean it's just pretty inexpensive, not that it's actually free. Plus you're probably going to have a lot of change in your pockets that it's well spent on the subway too, so that you don't waste somebody's time with it. One thing that is not super easy, my credit cards and stuff don't work super well here. There's some shops that they work at, some shops that they don't, and that's how it was last year too. If you find a grocery store that your card works at, you're probably going to start using that one more often, but I've spent like, I probably paid about $50 or $60 in ATM fees with just taking money out every, it costs about $4 or $5 every single time that you got to do it, and take out as much as you can. Most of the time it's 100 won, 100,000 won, and you're going to, that's going to be good for groceries for about a month if you're like me. If you do a bunch of additional spending or go shopping and stuff, you might get hit with more ATM fees, or you can see if you can get a card that works better in Korea than my Visa does, but that's basically one of the problems that I've run into. Getting around as a foreigner, if you don't speak Korean, you're going to be fine. You can go to a store in North America and not talk at all and use that as a demo. You don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to. It's not that difficult to buy groceries. It's not that difficult to get on the subway and follow directions given to you by an app. So if that's something that you're worried about, it's really not that difficult. If you want to go out and socialize or be some kind of crazy foreigner making all kinds of friends, that might be more difficult, but that's not something I'm into. So hopefully it's kind of eye-opening to somebody, helpful to somebody, but yeah, that's it. I'll go on a journey outside. So there's the rest of my laundry, there's my window that just opens up to Outside here, these are all units that are just like mine. That's the front where people keep their shoes. Kitchen. Again, people are pretty respectful with their dishes and stuff. Everything's on CCTV, so that's closed circuit TV for people that don't know. It's just security cams and stuff. Microwave, water, free rice, and this is free ramen here, just cooking essentials. If you can get by eating free rice and ramen, then power to you, but it's really not that expensive to go and get something to supplement that. That's a stovetop there, and a second washing machine. Let me hop back in my room. That's what it's like, dude. That's what it's like to live here. I've been here for 5 months. Not so bad.